Joining me now to talk about this with all of the rhetoric going back and forth, and I might add that the rhetoric is happening while there's been so far peaceful protests. Joining me now is Lisa Blunt Rochester, Democrat of Delaware. Following, Senator, what we're seeing in L.A. now, Trump said earlier this afternoon he's going to send troops everywhere, that's in quotes, if the standoff escalates. Let me play you what he said on the tarmac in Bedminster.
We're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
What is the bar for sending Marines?
The bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order. When they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military, which they do as a common thing. They get up to them this far away, and then they start spitting in their face. That happens, they get hit very hard.
So what do you make of Trump's rhetoric there, Senator?
You know, first of all, thank you, Reverend Al, for having me on your show again. And even to just follow up on the Congresswoman's comments, this is no way to be a leader of a country. You know, the fact that he has overstepped his bounds, you know, the mayor, Karen Bass in California, the governor, Gavin Newsom, have been making sure that they have law and order. And this president is instead creating what he does, more chaos. And so as we listen to those words that he just said, that rhetoric, basically what he's saying is it can happen in any one of our states, in any one of our towns, where they will overstep their authority. And it's part of a bigger picture of him thinking that there aren't three branches of government. This administration not recognizing that we do have a constitution. And as was said, thank goodness for the courts that are actually holding down the fort. But we as members of Congress also have a responsibility of oversight. And so this administration is having a hard time with members showing up and doing their job of oversight. Bottom line, we need to maintain peace, and that's what the leadership in California is doing. And again, he's creating and sowing confusion at a time when we need to have peace and let people to exercise their rights to protest and demonstrate as we have historically done.
Now, I want to talk about the rhetoric coming from Trump's White House and his cabinet, because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was quick to offer active duty Marines to help the president put down domestic protests. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says the administration won't allow, quote, a repeat of 2020, referring to the George Floyd protests. And FBI Director Kash Patel has ironically warned protesters that they'll go to jail if they hit cops. I guess that doesn't apply to insurrectionists that his boss, Donald Trump, pardoned. What's your reaction? Hearing this stuff from a position as being senator and from confirmed officials by the U.S. Senate?
You know, well, first of all, as you know, Pete Hegseth was not a person I voted for, nor Kristi Noem. And it has been clear that, you know, they talk about law and order, but it's inconsistent with what we see. You mentioned the January 6th rioters, and, you know, that was not a situation where he saw lawlessness. That was real lawlessness. And so in this situation where you have a governor and a mayor who are doing their jobs, who have said, if we need assistance from the National Guard, we will call them out, as has been done at other times across this country. You know, one of the challenges, too, is that he's making it more difficult for the National Guard. this puts in question for folks their authority, and that is not something that we want to do. That's not a place we want to be. But again, I think it's part of a bigger narrative about this administration and about this president. I mean, think about it. We have a policy on tariffs that has it caused so much uncertainty that it's instead of a tool, it has been a sledgehammer and caused uncertainty for our economy. You look at Elon Musk and Doge and the work that they tried to do on government efficiency, and it's made things more inefficient. And now he's broken up with the president. And again, the harm has been done. And then you look at this current situation. All of this, to me, is really focused on vendettas. It's focused on tax breaks. And it's focused on power. And so it is important that we recognize that, and I, from my seat in the Senate, recognize that we still have a government has three branches, and that we have to do our work to make sure that this president does not go unchecked, but that we do things together.
Let me raise something on this last point you're making. To justify deploying the National Guard in L.A., Trump's invoked a provision called Title 10 to, quote, temporarily protect ICE and other United States government personnel who are performing federal functions. That's the end of quote. There's also fear that he'll invoke the Insurrection Act to federalize California's National Guard and press them into serving his migrant purge. Is he dodging the Constitution here? And is there a role for Congress to play in de-escalating the situation if the president's not willing to do so? We're out of time, but I needed to ask you that.
Well, it's executive overreach, bottom line, executive overreach, and we do have a role, and we'll hold him accountable.
Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
We're continuing.